Have you ever wanted a podcast that spoke about a Sega Dreamcast rollerblading game and an award-winning film about the AIDS crisis as if they were on common ground? Welcome to Unaccredited, the podcast where we give each other monthly homework and the only grades we get are the judgments on our takes. I'm Tommy,
Dalton.
and class is in session. Uh, Here in Chicago, it is the hottest it has been all year. And I am absolutely melting.
Yep.
Uh, you know, I don't know, how hot does it get over in Hawaii? Is it
I
super hot all year? I picture it
it
being so.
we kind of get spoiled where our winters are obviously nicer than Chicago, right?
Hmm.
But also our summers are because we get less hot. So it gets up to low 90s. So I think it's been pretty hot this week too, but it's been like 87.
So is it just perfect weather all year?
You're kind of in the 70 to 90 range all year.
Okay, that makes me upset. I actually didn't know that. I think Chicago goes from -5 to 105
Yeah.
across, a 6-month period.
Yeah, it's kind of
And
not
you
fair.
get a little bit of each,
It feels like it
so
should
that's
be like a
fine.
Arizona or something where it's like, well, maybe your winters are nicer, but like your summers are rough. But yeah, no, it's kind of cheating.
Can't
To
complain.
no, even when it's hot, or it's like, well, you look at the temperatures on the continent, and I can't complain too much.
I mean, you got to get more rain than us or something, right?
Yeah, so like the winter time here is the like rainy season. And I'm also
Mm,
in an area that's a little more rainy than some spots, so we get a good amount of rain.
okay. Okay. That makes me feel not better at all about it. But okay. Well, enjoy the same perfect weather you've always had, Dawson. I'm glad summer is just as nice for you as it always is.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, that's the paradise tax you pay for, with everything else being expensive.
I believe it. I gotta get out to Hawaii sooner rather than later
It's kind of
because,
wild that you haven't.
it is. It is. You and I will have to take a trip together soon. Figure something out. All right. Are you ready for our pop quiz?
I am. I guess as far as your intro goes, I feel like those two are closer than some other things we've compared. And that's the wild thing
Honestly,
about this
yeah.
podcast.
Well, what's the one you have in mind that has the biggest gap?
I mean, honestly, last month might have been up there. The
It
concept
was
of ADHD.
Dungeon Crawler Carl, and the concept of ADHD
Yeah,
is a pretty big gap.
yeah.
What was the first one we did? Because House is
House
pretty
and
wild.
VGHS, which isn't too bad either.
That's not that's
One
not
Piece and
like
ice skating
baffling.
was pretty far too.
That's pretty. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, but that's what it is. It's all graded on the same scale.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, it's almost like the grading scale is imperfect. It shouldn't apply to everything. But
yeah.
I'm not a teacher. You ready for a pop quiz?
Yes, sir.
Uh, excuse me. I liked what we did with the jesters so much
Okay,
that I decided to run it back a little bit.
okay.
We're gonna do another King of the Hill style knockout round, little question answer for you here, Dalton.
All right.
And what we are trying to find is the most Sega game.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and because I feel like Sega it has its things that stray from the vision, but they're like consistently the not studio, the production company maybe that puts out like the least take yourself seriously stuff.
Especially that era,
uh
the like
mhm,
Nintendo versus Sega war, essentially,
yes.
kind of led to two distinct philosophies. And Sega kind of kept running with theirs.
Yeah,
Nintendo did to an
definitely.
extent too. Like kind of both of those philosophies worked.
Yeah,
Both were
yeah. I
right,
mean,
and
they were
that's
both
wild.
huge for a reason. Exactly, both were right. Uh, without further ado, we're gonna start with our first two. Virtua Fighter or
Mhm.
Streets of Rage?
Um, ooh. My gut says Virtua Fighter, but I could go either way. That's a tough one to start with.
They're similar in how Sega they are
Right,
and how good they are,
right.
right?
I feel like Virtua Fighter, in a way that I feel like is Sega in a lot of ways, paved the way for a lot of things, even if it
hmm
itself didn't, you know. I mean, people still care about it, but I feel like its legacy outlasted it. Maybe a little more than Streets of Rage, but there is still the legacy of Streets of Rage.
hmm
So I'm gonna go with Virtua
Yeah,
Fighter.
definitely. Virtua Fighter. Okay. Next up, Virtua Fighter or Shenmue?
Shenmue is really fun as a concept, but is it more Sega?
No.
I don't know. I feel like Yakuza, which was kind of a successor of Shenmue to an extent, feels more Sega to me than Shenmue does.
Interesting.
I'm gonna stick Virtua Fighter, but I do like Shenmue. Not
Okay.
three. One and two.
Virtua Fighter or House of the Dead?
Okay. That's an interesting comparison one. Um, it might still be Virtua Fighter, but let's do House of the Dead to get a new face in here.
Okay. Uh, House of the Dead or Yakuza?
Let's go Yakuza for what I said about Shenmue before. Of Yakuza, I feel like takes what Shenmue did that's fun and like turned it to 11, which I feel like is very Sega.
Yes, 100%. Yakuza or Fantasy Star?
I'm not super familiar with Phantasy Star,
Yeah, me neither, to be honest.
so let's go with Yakuza. And I'm gonna look
Okay,
up
fair
Phantasy
enough.
Star a little bit as well. Okay, I feel like I've
Yeah,
seen this game.
that is what everyone says about Fantasy Star.
Fantasy with a PH, of course.
Yeah, Fantasy Star Online is the more famous one. I
Okay.
don't know. This was before our time. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Yakuza or Shin Megami Tensei?
Ooh. I'm gonna stick with Yakuza just because those are the games I like better, and I have no other
Yeah.
choice.
Okay, for sure. Yakuza or Persona?
Interesting. Persona doesn't scream Sega to me.
Yeah, it's a studio. Atlas was acquired by Sega,
Right.
right? So it doesn't quite have that DNA as good as Persona is,
Yeah.
right?
I feel like it does some things that fit that Sega philosophy, but it doesn't feel like
Mhm.
quintessentially Sega to me. So let's stick with Yakuza.
Yeah. Remind me, which Persona have you played? Have you played any of them?
I have played some of them, but I've probably done more experiencing other people play them, which is a lot
Okay,
of
for sure.
things like those long games for me.
hmm Yeah, I get that. They're huge. They're giant.
Yeah. So having it
Uh,
in the background of someone else playing is more my style sometimes for that sort of thing.
I get it. Yakuza or Crazy Taxi?
Crazy Taxi, did that start as an arcade cabinet?
I think it was like both were released
Okay.
at the same time, I think. But definitely the arcade cabinet one is the one that comes to mind
Yeah.
with like that moving chair, right?
Right. And the arcade cabinet doesn't scream Sega as much to me. And I'm pulling at straws here because I've got to have something to decide between these two things. Um, the Crazy Taxi ish one I played the most growing up was the like Simpsons Hit and Run. Did you play that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I wasn't even like a Simpsons person. Like I didn't know any of these people, but that's the game I had for whatever reason.
It was
Um,
still a fun game,
yeah,
even if you didn't know what was going on.
absolutely. Let's go Yakuza though.
Okay. Yakuza or Puyo Puyo?
Puyo Puyo. Let me look at this game. Okay, I know I've seen this. This is like a Dr. Mario sort of meets Tetris sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah, you get it.
Um,
It's kind of like an
I
arcade puzzle game, right?
yeah, haven't played this a ton, so let's stick with Yakuza just for familiarity.
Okay. Yakuza or Echo the Dolphin?
Echo the Dolphin also released on Nintendo, right?
I I don't think so. I'm almost certain that was like just the Sega Genesis.
Okay.
I mean, I'll check.
Also, you've frozen on my screen, but you might be good.
Ew. Okay, give me one sec.
I'll look up Echo the Dolphin while you do that.
Hmm.
Echo the Dolphin was published by Sega. Release, let's see. There you go. I can
Better.
see it now.
Hmm.
It was released on the Game Gear, Sega CD. I think I'm conflating it. It did later come out on like the Wii console, but that doesn't really count. Um,
Yeah, just about every Sega game
yeah,
came out on a Nintendo console after
yeah.
they lost.
What was
So,
the Nintendo game that was like Evolution?
are
The
you thinking of Spore? Because that's not
no,
Nintendo.
it was like an SNES game. Evolution. Evo.
I
Search
don't
for
know.
Eden. I am for some reason, even though these games are not at all together, conflating that and Echo the Dolphin in my head.
Evo Search for Eden. Oh, this has that vibe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna play that game. That looks cool.
It's like a super rare
Uh,
game, so you kind of only can emulate it. Um, let's
okay,
stick with Yakuza.
okay. Yakuza's very good,
It
and
is
it's
very
very
good.
Sega,
It
so I don't
is.
blame you. Yakuza or Super Monkey Ball?
I do like a Super Monkey Ball. Is it more Sega? It is very Sega. Is it more
Hmm.
Sega? Also, one that's come out in cabinet form, right?
Yeah, they had arcade versions of it for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of that, like Genesis era, or especially Dreamcast era stuff, they had cabinet versions of games.
Let's get a new face in here and say Super Monkey Ball.
Okay. Super Monkey Ball or Toe Jam and Earl?
Toe Jam and Earl is good. Is it Sega? It's got that attitude to it of Sega at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is there Toe Jam and Earl plushes you can get in Yakuza? I don't know if there is, but there is Super Monkey Ball plushies you can get in Yakuza.
Yeah, yeah. That does make a significant difference into how Sega they are.
Yeah.
That's true.
um, or Shenmue are there gachapon machines of Toe Jam and Earl? I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know if there is for Super Monkey Ball though, to be fair. But um, let's go with Super Monkey Ball.
There's got to be gotcha machines for Super Monkey Ball. Like they're designed after
Yeah.
like the gotcha thing a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah. What?
Toe
Sega.
Jam and Earl, by the way, one of the most underrated soundtracks
Yeah, it
in
is
a
a good
retro game for
soundtrack
me.
for sure.
It's so good. It's so funky. I love it. Super Monkey Ball or Samba de Amigo?
Samba de Amigo.
This is the most that game.
Oh yeah, the monkey with the sombrero. Um, If you told me this was a Wii title, I would have believed
Okay,
you. So
I get that.
I'm gonna stick with Super Monkey Ball.
Super Monkey Ball or Space Channel 5?
Space Channel 5. Okay, I've seen this lady. I know this lady. Um, let's go with the one I'm more familiar with. Apparently, I don't play enough rhythm games.
I don't think any rhythm gamer would scream to have you play Samba de Amigo or Space Channel 5. I think they have their place in history, but like a Parappa or
Yeah.
Rhythm Heaven, I think are beating it out. Plus a ton of indies since. Super Monkey Ball or Jet Set Radio?
I let's get Jet Set Radio in there for a new face. But I do so capsule toy games in Shenmue. We've got Virtua
Hmm.
Fighter, we've got Sonic, we've got Sega World, we've got Vehicle and Port. So I don't think there's a Super Monkey Ball.
Okay, so it has to get eliminated. But is Jet Set Radio in it either?
It is not. Virtua Fighter that
Ooh,
we
so
eliminated just because I was tired of saying it, isn't it though?
okay. Jet Set Radio or Sonic the Hedgehog, 1991.
It's gotta be Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
As,
Yeah.
as much as I love Jet Set Radio, which we'll get into later, um,
Mhm.
it's Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog, 1991, or Sonic Adventure.
Ooh, Adventure 1, yeah.
Hmm.
It's gonna be the original just because it was the like Nintendo v Sega war, and that's like what I picture when I picture Sega. Is that like philosophy clash on the big stage, first global releases, first um, really push for the US audience, things like that Sega was doing. And that was
Hmm.
Sonic.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Console Wars is one of the best books about the
Yes, it
video game
is.
industry.
It
Go
is.
go read Console
I've
Wars.
got it
Official
in
endorsement.
over there.
I have it somewhere. I think. If not, I should have like a Masters of Doom Console Wars, like a
Yeah.
shelf of video game,
Yeah.
stories.
It's a decent
Uh,
audiobook too, if I'm remembering. I think I've read it both ways.
Good stuff. Sonic the Hedgehog 1991 or Sonic the Hedgehog 2006.
It's Sonic 1. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
More colloquially known as Sonic '06.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I think I agree with you there. Sonic the Hedgehog 1991 or Sonic Boom.
It's the original still.
Hmm. Okay.
But I do think Boom was
So
successful in its own way. I think, especially like the cartoon and things of it, I do think brought in some new audience to it.
yeah, I think definitely. Uh, okay. And finally, Sonic the Hedgehog 1991 or Angry Birds. Look it up.
It's Sega. That's funny.
Yeah. I
Um,
think Sega bought it. I don't think it happened because of Sega.
Gotcha. Um,
Yeah.
it's Sonic. The only thing I think that beats original Sonic would be Sonic 2 and Knuckles. I think would be the most quintessential Sega to me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Just the whole like and
Uh,
Knuckles little extra pack to it is just like who comes
mhm.
up with that?
Yeah. That's Sega. That's
Yeah.
as Sega as it gets.
Um,
And that beats out, I know it a couple that we half arbitrarily skipped over. So Virtua Fighter, Yakuza, and Super Monkey Ball,
I was
were the
fine
ones.
skipping over ones to get fresh faces because I knew Sonic was coming.
Yeah, exactly. Just like last time. Okay, I've got this camera thing happening over and over.
It's okay. That's a pretty good
What is
still
happening?
frame if there had to be one at least.
Yeah. Look at my nice smile. Let's just do this for the rest of the podcast. Just this guy. If only I could be that forever.
You could be. I
But
could I
alas,
could try to lip flap you.
instead, I am human. I am real. I'm back.
Yep.
All right, guys. A little unsurprisingly, the most Sega game of all time is Sega 1990.
I've got.
Did I say one or
Can I get
something?
the camera to follow me?
Yeah.
I've got the Sonic the Hedgehog IDW comics there, which are actually pretty fun too.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Uh, I gotta read more video game comics. It's such a weird
Yeah.
niche in media.
The Sonic ones are solid. There's the IDW ones are fairly grounded. There was some prior to that like the Ken Penders ones that can get out there, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I was just checking settings, but I think we're gonna just have to deal with periodic freezing this episode. So,
That's fine. There's
put in the
worse things.
comments why you think that's happening. Uh, how about you? What kind of pop quiz you got for me?
I had two questions for you that I couldn't figure out which one I wanted to do, so we're gonna do both.
Perfect.
Let's start out with which of the two do I want to start out with? Let's start out with um what relationship in fictional media would improve the media if it was switched to some sort of gay relationship?
Oh, great question. Oh, okay.
I know this is probably going to give you some things to think of, so I have one that was the first one that came to my mind. That kind
Yeah,
of
let's hear yours
cheats my own
first.
question because it's not really a relationship in its own way. But
These are relationships that already exist in the storyline canon.
right,
Just if you could press a button and okay, now it's gay.
right.
Like that's what we're doing. Okay.
So the one that came to my
I hear
mind
you.
first was Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame. If you switched the Frollo and Esmeralda to a gay relationship, I think would be really fun. That being said,
Okay.
Esmeralda is an icon, and I would hate to take that away.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if Frollo didn't only have the like race issue with his his church issues, if he also had the whole gay issue too, I think would have been a
Mhm.
really fun concept.
So I've got I'm gonna talk through what I'm narrowing it down to,
Okay.
right? I think a great place to start is just say Manic Pixie Dream Girl is gross as hetero. It's
Yeah.
just nasty.
It
Like
can be.
having
There's some better
someone,
than others, but usually the ones that are better are the ones saying, "Hey, this is not good."
yeah, yeah. So like the ones that full sends like the here's an adult woman who acts like a child.
Yeah.
And it's like that's grosser hetero because there's like,
Yeah.
pre-existing patriarchal
Yeah.
nastiness that happens, and it would still maybe be gross if it wasn't hetero. It's kind of gross overall,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day you could nitpick any romance.
Yeah. I know
I
John
just have
Green
a
has a lot of
Mhm.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl-esque characters, and I don't think any of them came from a bad place. Like
Yeah.
I think some people write him and come from a bad place. I think he came from a real place, and people are like, "Oh wait, but let me take all of the worst things from that."
The worst one I could think of is that like that one it's a sci-fi movie with the woman with like orange hair.
Fifth Element.
Uh Fifth Element is the worst case to me.
Okay.
It's just like
I
it's
think you
it's
can
rough.
watch
But
that without romanticizing that character. But
yes, but that's I don't know.
yeah,
I okay, so first answer, I'm gonna go Fifth Element. Because I think Fifth Element would be a great movie. It would be an even better movie if it was a queer movie.
okay.
Like
You're
imagine
saying with
that's
Bruce
that
Willis?
version of society. Yeah, instead of Bruce Willis, you've got when was Fifth Element made?
Oh, let's look that up. That was 97.
Okay. You got Sigourney Weaver, let's say. A
Okay, so
slightly
you're
older Sigourney
replacing
Weaver.
Bruce Willis. I
Yeah.
was thinking the other way. I thought you were replacing the other person, keeping Bruce Willis.
Okay, then you get
Which is your answer? Which
I
do you
don't
like
know.
better?
I like it better as I don't know. I feel like should this be story about like two gay men or two gay women,
Yeah.
or some variation outside of just hetero man and woman.
I do feel like you
Uh,
get into some of the
yeah.
issues that Manic Pixie Dream Girl has when you have a heterosexual person writing a female a lesbian relationship. I feel like you fall into a lot of those same traps sometimes. So I don't know if I trust 97 to
Ooh,
not do it even worse if it was Sigourney Weaver instead of Bruce
you're
Willis.
actually completely right. Like this is assuming like I'm writing it, but that's not what we're doing here. We're
Right.
pressing a button. Now we are putting now they just have to write two women, and I
Yeah.
don't trust that.
We do already
Yeah,
have
bring
Ruby Rod in that movie, which is good.
yeah,
Uh at least
hmm
flamboyant representation, sexuality aside.
definitely. That's true. Let me think. Now I'm looking up actors. Who was okay? Let's go with Robert Downey Jr.
Okay. Coming right off Titanic into
Coming
the
right off
fifth element.
Titanic. Was he in Titanic?
Oh, not Robert. I was thinking Leonardo
Leo
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Wait, how old was Leo DiCaprio? Because like that's even more 90s.
Um well, when
I
did
feel like
Titanic come out? Titanic came out in 97, so it would have been the same
oh
Leo as
he was in his 20s.
yeah, same
Yeah,
Leo as
it's Leo
Titanic.
it's Leo DiCaprio. So Fifth Element with Leo DiCaprio is absolutely a better movie. Uh,
Yeah.
100%.
Give him the same
Yeah.
exact outfit.
Yeah. 100%. People will eat it up.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and he would eat too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Uh, I could try to think of something else like Wonder Woman or like some other situation where it's just like, Wonder Woman, maybe I would let that be lesbian
Yeah.
just because I trust modern directors a little bit more than 90s
Yeah.
directors. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's gonna be some way to divert away from Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
Other one, if I'm going continuing down the path of religious stuff from Hunchback, what
sure.
if we threw a wrench in all of society and had Mary and Joseph be Martin and Joseph?
Ooh, yeah.
And that
I
makes the
mean,
whole miracle thing even that much better.
yeah. Now we could have gone Adam and Steve here,
We could have
but
gone
we
Adam and
didn't. We
Steve.
went somewhere. It's
Yeah,
like no, we've got a better idea.
yeah,
Uh, I think, first of all, I think our society would be a lot more accepting of people as who they are, and that would be
yeah,
beautiful. I also think that people would say the Virgin Martin, and people would go, well, yeah.
yeah. That's so funny. Is gay Mary and Joseph, is that just Tokyo Godfathers?
Hold on. Close enough.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. Close enough.
And look at how good of a movie that is.
I love for a pop quiz you be like, gay Mary and Joseph, eh?
Yeah.
And that's the question. Eh?
Oh, that was the answer.
Uh, yeah, and my answer is
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right. My
We could
other
just do
question
what,
then. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, we could just do what like King James did and just reprint Bibles and get rid of all the other Bibles to make it so that it's
Yeah.
like exactly the version we want it to be.
Yeah. Be
And then
like,
it
well,
can
actually, if you go back to the original Hebrew, there's no actual pronouns tied to Mary. So really,
yeah. Just spin
just
it,
pull
spin
one
it,
of
spin it,
those.
spin it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Perfect. We could do it.
Yeah. Okay. My other question on the same note is,
Mhm.
what is the best LGBTQA plus representation in media?
So at the end of the day, there was a lot of questions in my 20s, but at the end of the day, I'm a straight man,
Okay.
right? So I don't know if I'm the best for this.
Right.
Let's be clear about this.
Yeah.
Uh, but
You can still find things that are respectful, I guess. I feel like
yes,
that's where good
yeah,
representation comes from, is a place of respect. Which is why
I've been
my gut answer is Jesse and James from Team Rocket. It's at least up
yeah.
there in the conversation. Is it the best? I don't know,
I
but
everyone everyone pointing out that this is a gay man and a lesbian, I think are completely right.
yeah,
That's how I see that. And they're just like, yeah,
it was such good representation. It helped the voice actress for Meowth come out as trans.
hell yeah. I didn't realize. Uh, that's awesome.
I say actress because I believe it was male to female, but I could be wrong there. So don't,
Hmm. Yeah,
don't dig too deep into the pronouns I give. Um,
for sure. Uh, I'm trying to think. I think it's cool as well. We'll get into it later. I think it's cool as hell that Tom Hanks played a gay man at the height of his career.
Absolutely.
Like during the AIDS crisis. So huge points to Tom Hanks. Let's see, but it's that's not about the character. That's more the
It's cool it
headline
happened,
of it all.
right? Um,
Yeah.
a lot of modern cartoons have done it good. I think Steven Universe
Hmm.
paved the way. I don't know if they do it the best. I think maybe Owl
Yes.
House does it pretty well.
I've heard good things about Owl House. I haven't really clicked on it. I think a couple answers. I think modern cartoons do it often and very well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely gonna point out who's the Crystal voiced by Estelle.
A Garnet.
Garnet is definitely up there.
Garnet is great.
I think Marceline and
Evie,
Princess Bubblegum
yeah,
is another one that's very good. I think a personal favorite because it lets them be their own characters and their own joke, and that is as true as their romance is.
mm-hmm.
And it's it is not it is just multifaceted in a very cartoony way. Is the two police officers from Gravity Falls,
Yes,
uh,
absolutely.
who who are just so cartoonishly fun,
Yeah,
but they do not. I feel like there was some conversation where they couldn't explicitly say it,
right.
but it's very obvious. It's just very obvious.
Yeah,
So that's a pretty good one for me.
yeah. What other modern things? Oh, we go asexual. What's his name? Todd
Hmm.
from BoJack was pretty good representation.
Yeah,
You don't see a ton
yeah.
of explicitly asexual characters. I feel like you see a lot of characters that are kind of inherently asexual because the world is asexual, but you don't
Hmm.
see a lot of characters in a sexual world be asexual. So that's cool.
Yeah. I want to point out queer adjacent is Bugs Bunny cross dressing.
Yeah.
Uh, just just because, and how the queer community has just kind of been like,
Yeah.
that's okay, we like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh, so that's a fun one. There's a lot of good characters. I'm blinking in a way I shouldn't be because I 100 like
Yeah.
just about everything I watch has a queer character.
Yeah.
Uh, I think the insecurity around it was done very well in The Sopranos.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
pretty big spoilers,
Yeah.
uh, so I won't get too into it. It's a lot of a person being in denial of who they are, and I don't think they ever really get over it.
Right. Yeah, that
Uh,
isn't it's
mhm.
a important take on it.
Yeah,
Best representation gets funky, but
yeah,
because it's like purposefully by the characters pointed out as being wrong. but that's
Yeah.
the point because they're not good
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, representation is tricky. Like you don't see people, you know, raising them up on, you
Right.
know, on during Pride Month because of course not. Sopranos is just an entire show of, you know, uh don't do this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Let's see. It's gonna be hard to get better than like the real answer is Estelle's character from Steven Universe, Garnet.
Garnet is pretty
That's
good.
that's just pretty fucking
You
good.
also just hit on self-love, which is awesome.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that she
Did you
didn't
have?
back down as far
Mhm.
as like the wedding episode and things having, Ruby be the one with the dress and Sapphire wear the suit. And I think that
Mhm.
you know, shortened the lifespan of the show uh, from the network and things. But I'm
Yeah.
glad that it did it because it did pave the way for really all the next ones to pretty much all have some sort of gay character.
Yeah. Yeah. It really did. It broke the seal, and now like you can have it happen, and that's super cool. So like in narrative, outside of narrative, it's Garnet does
Yeah.
a ton. So yeah, that's a solid one. But getting away from cartoons, is there any more? What is
Well,
there
our
something
uh, our
live action you would point to?
our best Oscar movie, right? Moonlight.
Moonlight. Yeah. God. So when I say I'm blanking, it's because I'm literally combing through everything I've
Yeah.
ever seen. Yeah. Moonlight. Absolutely. 100%. Might be number one. But I did like a couple of these movies a lot.
Yeah.
That may be giving it a run for its money. We'll see how I feel. A couple months from now, maybe on a rewatch. But yeah, Moonlight. It's just honest, real, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Okay.
we've answered it. Our two white guys that are
Hmm.
at least majority straight have answered the question.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, I have in my head basically straight is how I
Yeah,
identify.
me too.
It's like, yeah, there's I could talk for 45 minutes about the journey I took, and then at the end you would say, "So you're straight." And
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm basically straight."
Yeah.
And so that's yeah,
Exactly.
that's what it is. So without further ado, we get into the meat and potatoes of the podcast with our first assignment.
Yeah.
Uh, Jet Set Radio.
Jet
Oh
set
my
radio.
gosh. I think last episode uh I said I described this game better than I think I ever could or ever have, which is just this game has the sauce.
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
this. Did you know this was effectively the first cell shaded game?
Yeah, yes, I think there are some kind of that did it, but this was kind of the one that was big. Is my
Yeah, I
understanding.
like maybe, but like
The
this is
first
pretty much
big hit,
considered.
yeah, the first big hit at least,
Yeah,
not a niche game that people can actually use with.
yeah. And a not actually proof
Yeah,
this was the first, right?
yeah,
In the same way that Mario 64 was the first 3D game
right,
alongside Tomb Raider, right?
right,
Because well, Star Fox, yeah, but no.
right.
Uh, Super cool. The I looked up a ton of stuff about this game before this,
Yep.
and like I learned that's like they were going for the North Star in design was pop culture, and
Yeah,
they
like
came up with a design for the game before they came up with the game.
yeah, the
Uh,
Japanese specifically that like the
mhm,
fashion and the whatever the edge of that era.
yeah.
Definitely.
And the graffiti artist for this game did work with Public Enemy
Okay.
and Beastie Boys,
Yeah.
which is also super cool.
Yeah, a lot of the
Uh,
music, I think more so that went
mhm,
into Future, but came from the record label the Beastie Boys created.
yeah,
So
I
they like
believe that.
partnered with
Beastie
that
Boys,
record label and that's where a lot of the guest songs is more so for Future than for the base game, because there's
Mhm.
not a ton of non-original songs in the first game.
There's a couple.
There's a couple.
I think Sweet Soul Brother is
Sweet
a
Soul
notable
Brother
one.
is, and of course in the Jet Grind radio we get Dragula, which is kind
Hmm.
of hits harder than it should.
Hmm. Give
Uh,
me 1 second.
yep.
I want us to keep all the freezes,
Yep, for
and I want
sure.
someone in the comments to rate them,
Yeah, give
or
them
rank
grades.
them rather. Yeah,
Um,
give them grades.
uh, but yeah, Jet Set Radio Future has
Mhm.
more guest songs, and a lot of those come from that record label, to my knowledge.
And I feel like we could really get into the conversation by starting with the music,
Yeah,
because goddamn, is this has to be one of my favorite soundtracks in a video game. I feel like
definitely.
that no one's gonna be surprised when I say this.
It's a soundtrack you
It's
could just
like,
put on and people wouldn't complain. Where there's a lot of
yeah,
soundtracks you could put on and people can be like, if you didn't know what it was, you'd be like, why are we listening to this? Those
yeah,
ones people could just be
yeah.
like, all right, I'm into this.
Just like MIDI, like fucking horns from Final Fantasy. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, it's great in the context,
like
but like,
Ocarina of Time soundtrack, one of my favorites, and it's like if you just like put that on at a party, people would be like, what are we doing?
yeah. It's like I feel like video game soundtracks can be good for like a road trip
Yeah,
sometimes. Even then, it's very obvious that it's like a video game song,
right,
you know? I think if you told someone Jet Set Radio's soundtrack was made for a video game, they wouldn't be surprised
right.
because it's got like a cartoonish energy to it, like that very specific style that Hideki Naganuma, the composer, uh, put together for himself on this soundtrack, is so cartoony and lively in a way that video games were, especially at the time.
Right.
Uh, and they just work as songs otherwise, because I feel like it could just be like a very lively, bouncy, like almost like avalanches, like kind of, you know, producer as artist, you know.
Right.
And that's effectively how it's treated. It's just like sample work
Yeah.
and like put together to beats like you haven't heard before. It's
Yeah.
so fucking good, man. Uh, the original soundtrack, like the tracks made for this game, is only like eight or so for the first game.
It's not a very
Uh,
large soundtrack in general.
yeah.
And I think part of that is because a lot of the levels can be short. They don't have to be,
Hmm.
but a lot can be short. So like you can use the some of the songs over because your first tutorial levels you heard 30 seconds of a song, right?
Yeah. It's also a very interesting thing that this game does, because like title screen is let mom sleep.
Yep.
Uh, level select is humming the bass line. Other than that, it kind of is just a playlist.
Yeah. It
Uh,
has a really
like a
interesting
la
fade in, fade out like a DJ would do,
yes,
which is a
yeah, because
really cool
it
effect.
just the coolest thing, like cutting between like one like vocal snippet from one song and another from a second song, and before it fully transitions like a record DJ.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coolest thing, it's like a step above like what a Tony Hawk might do,
Right.
which is what I would say the standard, and isn't
Yeah.
a bad thing, where you just have great tracks
Which
playing
it's
while you do
so
your thing.
wild to me that Tony Hawk and this game were like convergent evolution. Like they happened at the same time separately.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
how did you do that?
How did this happen? It's just, I guess, 90s into like what, 2000 had to, it's like it was all over, right?
Yeah.
Tony Hawk was all over. So it's not too surprising that both got made, but they just kind of play similar
Right.
too, a little bit. It's a bit more focused on tricks in Tony Hawk, and this has this whole like spray
Graffiti.
painting, like parkour, like almost tag
Yeah. Which I
kind of
think is the
gameplay.
weakest part of the mechanics of the game is the graffitiing, but
Yeah. Uh oh. Uh Remind me about the graffiti later. Hopefully, I actually remember. There's a thing I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, what was your favorite track from Jet Set Radio One?
Um, man, they're good. It's hard for me to pick a favorite because then the next one comes on and you're like, oh yeah, this one. I like this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. Um,
definitely.
I feel like the gold standard that you're holding up to, because of course it is like the title track, is the Let
Hmm.
Mom Sleep.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, Let Mom Sleep is really
so it feels like
iconic.
that's the gold standard that they all have to live up to, and they do.
Yeah,
Uh, but I feel like that's like the first one that I picture.
it's true. I do like humming the bass line a lot.
Yeah,
Uh, I like Sweet Soul Brother a ton.
yeah, I did too. That
Uh,
feels very like Katamari to me.
yeah, yeah, I can see that. Uh, but let's see. Sneak Man, I
Yeah,
think
it's a
is a
good
lot of
one.
people's favorite. And Grace and Glory, the boss fight
Yeah,
music, is just so fucking weird
it's a fun
in
mix
the
up of
best way.
the soundtrack to toss in Grace and Glory in there for sure.
It's like it's so perfect because it's spoilers. It's someone's playing a record to summon a demon,
Yeah,
and it's just like it's got this like almost like Gregorian chanting kind of sound
yeah,
with, and then now you put like you know like 808s over it
right.
and like mix it. Oh, so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I do think my favorite in Jet Set Radio overall is Funky Dealer from the next one.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh, if you know that one,
Yeah.
it is so.
A lot of even the first game ones, their remix for Future is fun.
Mhm.
Some
Yes.
the original's better, some the remix is better, but a lot of them they're just different in enough way that is fun.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, but I feel like creatively, Funky Dealer is like coming from the same place as Sneak Man, and I
Yeah.
do think that's when Hideki Naganuma is at his best. God, what a soundtrack!
Yeah.
What a soundtrack! Uh, before I forget, on the topic of graffiti,
Hmm.
I don't know if I could send it to you now,
Okay.
because I think just weirdness. But I've got a screenshot that I'll send that we could put up right here of the custom graffiti I
Hmm.
made with this podcast in mind.
Yeah.
So I think the first one was the small one was a Superman S, like you would draw
Okay.
in the margins of a notebook. The second one was our rat,
Okay. The
and the
small
third
one I
one,
did was the rat.
yeah, good, good. And then the third one I did just unaccredited, and I
Yeah.
tried to style it. So what? So you did one different than I did.
I
What was
did
that?
the small one I did the rat. Well, I put time into making these and then I looked to have them and it was blank. So it like didn't save any of my work. So I didn't actually get to use them.
No.
But um the small one I did the rat. Middle one, the big one I did all unaccredited, and the middle one I think I just did like unac because you had a character limit.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I think I got a character limit too, and I like had to shorten it.
Yeah.
Uh, which was it was very imperfect, the make your own graffiti thing,
Yeah.
but
It's cool
it
that
was
it
still
exists.
fun. I hope like uh, Jet Set Radio Future. I haven't played.
Mhm.
I'm sure they build on it. If they don't, then the next game, which they said is coming,
Yeah, there's been some leaks
really should.
recently, I think even.
Yeah, what are the leaks saying?
Just I've seen like leaked gameplay of Jet Set Radio 3.
Dang, I gotta check that out. I mean, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk is another thing worth
Yeah.
mentioning here, which is a
Hover
very
was a
notable,
successor to spiritual
yeah,
successor.
yeah, spiritual successor indies. Hideki Naganuma made a song for two songs for Bomb Rush
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, which is super cool. That he's willing to do that. he has said that this is his favorite project he's worked on, so it's not too surprising.
Yeah. It's also
Yeah,
kind of his project that got him in the door, right?
definitely.
So,
Yeah. I mean, he just killed
yeah.
it. And so he's stuck around Sega forever, and then I think now is doing like more freelance stuff and getting paid just fine.
Yeah. I think he's tried
Yeah.
to work with Nintendo a couple times and they've passed on him, which is wild. But like a Splatoon song by him or something like that would be so good.
That's as good as it could possibly get.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, now I just wish that could happen. Let him do the
Just do a
soundtrack
whole
for
Splatoon DLC.
I want him to do the soundtrack for the Earthbound remake when it finally comes out.
Okay.
Uh just on tracks here and there.
Yeah.
Uh
I
like
feel like if you get an
he could
Earthbound remake, you've got to get a Toby Fox in there somewhere too.
oh definitely. Dude, I can't think about an Earthbound remake because I'll just start watering at the mouth and we won't be able to
Yeah.
focus on anything else. Uh God, I need that. But we should definitely start talking about the game itself, huh? Like the what it feels like to play Jet Set Radio.
I think
So it sounds
before we
like you
get into
had some
that,
thoughts.
let's
Yeah.
continue on the good stuff train. Um,
For sure.
um,
For sure.
and just the art style itself is. I know you already talked about it with it being kind of one of the first cell shaded. Like it still stands up. Like I played it
Yeah.
as emulated the Dreamcast version. It still holds up. It
Mhm.
still looks good. So
Yeah.
it had really really strong art direction, which is important, especially for the sort of game you were going for with a Jet Set Radio.
And to be clear, that is what they wanted to do with
Yeah.
this game. Like more than any gameplay moments, they wanted you to be like, this game is just looks and feels and it's just is a gorgeous game. Uh it's I played the Steam version on the Steam Deck actually, which worked fine and I'd suggest it. Uh it worked perfectly well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gorgeous game. Influential. Like half of indies now are cell shaded.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
It's the proof is in the pudding.
It's a game that's legacy far outlasted like its name recognition.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's one of those games where the it's it's influential to the right people.
Yeah.
It got to the right people. And for that reason, it's important.
Yeah.
Even if broadly people aren't putting it on, best of lists
Right.
outside of, stuff like that, music and art and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, gorgeous game. I know that they two of the stages they reworked to be America,
Yeah.
or like specifically New York, and like the Times Square one was like super inspired
Yeah.
and such a interesting take on Times Square too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one where you keep having to take the like elevator up, right? Every time you fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know
Choice,
about the game
but,
decision,
you know.
game design decision with that, but it is still good.
Yeah. I think with modern hardware, there's better ways to do it.
For sure.
That's a big, as you said, this slowly transitioning into a gameplay talk.
Yeah.
This game prioritized art and was one of the first to do an open world-ish thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Really cool that
you
like
know.
all the small levels you play at the end you're like, "Oh yeah," and they all connect together. That's really cool.
Yeah. It's really cool. It's really cool. And because of that, you have limitations.
Yeah.
And I think a Jet Set Radio remastered would hit. But it's not. I think what I want a new Jet Set Radio more than I want that.
Yeah.
And yeah, this reminds me of Mario 64 in the same way, where it's like, yes, this controls fine,
Yeah.
Uh, but there have been 25 years of innovation since
Yeah.
that have made this a little wonky for me. So,
I'm sure part of it for me was emulating it because I had my own issues as far as that goes, which we can get into
mhm.
at some point. But I think it was kind of clunky, and like I didn't, as much as I was vibing with the soundtrack and with the art, I didn't really find it fun to play. I enjoyed me watching playthroughs of it more than I did me
Mhm.
playing it, which
I get that.
is fine. I don't need every game to be exactly for me. And I loved watching
Mhm.
people play it. Especially, I watched both playthroughs of people that, with no commentary, and playthroughs with people talking about it. So, especially people that were passionate about it, talking through it. Wooly Versus, I think I sent you his playthrough, was a really well done one where um, him and Reggie really talked about some like the history of some of the things and some things like that. Good playthrough of it. Um, but yeah, I and part of it I think was emulator issues. Like I played a couple hours in, and you reach kind of a point in the game, at least to me, where the challenge becomes having to know the stage more than it comes from the mechanics. So you just kind
Yes.
of have to play it enough to memorize the stage. And that got, to an extent frustrating where I kind of put the game down to come back to it and then realized my emulator apparently when I click save didn't actually save anything. So when I came back to it, it
Oh,
shot me back to the beginning. And I played a little bit more and I reached the point where I'm like, okay, I don't need to roll credits on this on my own. I can watch other people roll credits.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that I'm sure
Yeah.
that experience probably colors some of my dislike of the funness of playing it myself, but that
I get
doesn't
it.
take away from the things that I think it does incredibly.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously, first of all, if a save state just kills all your progress, then like, yeah, obviously you can do a long play. That's no problem. It's like I hope everyone at home feels that way too, because like you don't need to sink hours back into something
Yeah,
in a way where every other media you can press fast forward and get back to where you were. That can't happen in games. You should
yeah.
give yourself a break sometimes, unless you want to, and then it's more of a you don't have to.
And I think if I was
Uh,
really vibing with the gameplay itself and not getting through the gameplay to experience more,
mhm.
I think it probably would have replayed, if that makes sense.
So 100%. I in my first playthrough of Jet Set Radio, which was a couple years ago, I felt exactly the same way, which is just that like this is getting frustrating. It's like I especially didn't use the map as often as I should have.
Yeah,
I also don't like how often the game kind of needs you to go pause and look at a map.
right.
It's just not very in line with what I want out of Jet Set Radio.
Right. It
To
has the
like
Sonic
stop,
problem
freeze.
um,
Hmm.
of wanting it to be fast momentum and then forcing you to not.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like there's this one like very cool thing in one of the stages where you skate down or blade down like a twirling thing that goes around like a
Yeah,
tall tower, and a very uncool thing right before that where you just kind of walk up a bunch of stairs awkwardly.
yeah. And
And that's
that stage is
the
also
dichotomy.
the yeah, absolutely. That stage is also where you have to race, I think, Yo-Yo to get him. And without
Dude.
knowing that stage, that's the one specific area that's the only place you can get spray cans. So you have to know to go there before you can get to the end of the race, which just following him alone you wouldn't be able to do. Like that's where those frustrations of it's like, oh no, it's just you have to know what where you're going is the challenge more
So
than it
now
is the mechanics.
So now here's where I jump in with something I didn't do. And I would say that I was doing every single new character challenge until Yo-Yo, and then I was like, fuck this, I'm just playing the regular game.
Yeah, okay.
Because God, I did not like that
Yeah.
mission at all. That was terrible.
Yeah. That might
All
have been, I don't
I
remember exactly where I put it down. That might have been where I put it down and then lost my
Yeah,
progress. I don't remember the
it's
exact point though.
it was just not good. And Yo-Yo just kind of looks like a dweeb too, which doesn't
Yeah,
help.
it's like all this for this dude I'm never gonna play.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, it was, Uh, it was a lot of, but once you like start looking at the map, and once you do know the stage, it's fun. You know,
Mhm.
this is a game made for an era where people are playing the game over and over to
Yes.
get a perfect score and everything. And I think if you're that kind of gamer, this is a good game
Yes.
for you.
I've heard that
Yeah.
from multiple, because I watched a good amount of, especially because I didn't roll credits myself. I tried to make up for that with
Mhm.
watching a few gameplays, some documentaries and like
Sure.
video essay sort of style, people talking through it, their own retrospectives. And I got that experience from a few separate people that talked about like, I played it through and got credits, and then I kept going, and that's when I really loved the game. It's like, okay, I kind of
Yeah.
get that. Um, but
Which it's what I'll say, which is that, since I kind of had an idea of what all the stages looked like already,
mhm,
from a first playthrough that wasn't too long ago, this felt like a replay,
yeah,
where I went in with knowledge, and I did enjoy it a lot more,
right,
because it became trying to do it well more than it just became trying to do it.
right.
And like I felt like every time it would go play the end screen music, and it would say like what ranking you got. I was like invested. I
Right.
was like, oh, what did I do? How did I do? And that's definitely how this game is meant to be played.
Yeah,
And when you play it that way, it is better,
I'm sure.
right? Yeah, but the controls aren't as tight as they should be. And there that's there are some stages where it really is like, even with a map, where the fuck do I go?
Yeah.
And so it's not friendly to the people trying to learn it either.
Yeah. And I feel like there's like a meta to it once you understand the stage of like knowing which graffitis to hit first so that you're not hitting the obnoxious ones when you're getting shot at and things like that.
Hmm.
Where when you play it without that, you probably do like the worst order.
Yeah, definitely. Because they give you the easy ones first and the hardest ones at the end.
Right.
Uh,
And then
yeah,
you're just like tanking damage and just trying to get one down swipe in.
yeah. One thing I didn't realize in my first playthrough, because I was so like go 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 about it. When you are spray painting, even like the long ones, it is the same motions every time,
Yeah.
in the same order. So it's like I don't know, like a left, right, like down, swipe up, like all
Yeah.
these Street Fighter inputs. But it's the same ones every time,
Yeah.
and
I'm
so
sure
you
you
can
can
kind
muscle
of,
memory it.
yeah, which I ended up doing by the end of it, which felt very satisfying because it didn't matter if there was a fucking tank
Yeah.
around the corner. I knew I would be able to get it done,
Yeah.
and that felt very good too.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think probably more of an issue of emulating it than not is I had inconsistency with it. I'm sure part of it's just a skill issue, but I felt sometimes where I'm like, I feel like I'm doing this the same way. Why is it not
Hmm.
right that time? I'm sure partially skill issue, partially emulation issue. Um, but
Or it could just be a game issue. I mean, that's very possible. Like I'm playing a Steam version. Who knows? That original Genesis could have fucky like input detection.
fair enough.
I don't know the details. I'll also call out those regular stages were my favorite part of the game.
Hmm.
Uh, the
The
chases
tag
were
ones were not
less,
good.
yeah, not good. Where you're just chasing one, like they've got like 3 points where their AI
Yeah,
are just rotating between, and it's like either you get them all in one, or you don't get them at all, or you do like one spray every.
yeah,
Because to the people who haven't played it, it's like you're chasing people and you're trying to spray on their back 10 times.
yeah.
And spraying on them is a button input. And for me, it is also the reset camera button.
Yes.
And so your camera is going insane while you're trying to spray these people.
Yeah.
Uh, it's an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's I love the concept of I beat you so bad that I tagged you yourself, so you're done.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's such a funny concept. But yeah, it comes down to, like I said with some of the other parts, of it becomes more of a I memorized your pattern. I know the map and I know where you're gonna be, so I can get where you're at.
Yeah.
Which is less fun than just having, being able to keep up with them and mechanics it and things like that. I do think they try to with some of those, or more so even the new character ones, they try to use those as the opportunities to teach you some of the niche mechanics or the shortcuts in some of the levels, which I do think was a good way to do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, those
Yeah.
tag ones I don't think were great, and I think that's the consensus too. I don't know if there's many people that are like, oh yeah, those tag ones, that's my favorite part.
Yeah. Even as good as the song is, even the final boss lacks a little bit for me.
Yeah,
There's a frustration in that very last moments to actually just get up onto the guy to spray him,
yeah,
which is it's the same thing.
you
You
spray the
get up
top of
on
his
him
head.
and you spray. Yeah, the top of his bald head, which is funny.
Yeah,
One I do like the story in this game a good
yeah,
amount. For it's like you're some punk kids tagging buildings, and you have like
you're the
one
good guys.
insane sheriff coming after you, sending like tanks and like riot shields and attack helicopters.
Yeah.
It's so and it's
And it
perfectly
escalates
sold.
perfectly if it's like, and
Yeah,
they do start by running around and shooting you, and now there's
yeah.
helicopters, and now there's tanks, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's so fun. And it's like it's so without having to say anything about it. It is just blatantly obvious that this guy is fucking out of control.
yeah,
It's like, why are you sending tanks after punk kids
yeah,
spray painting buildings?
yeah.
It's insane. And then like rival gangs is a big thing
Yeah.
here too.
Did you have a
And
favorite
like,
gang?
I think at the ones that put antennas on our dog and kidnapped them
Okay.
was fun as hell,
Yeah.
because they also had the best dance, which by the way this game is peak for dancing as a neutral animation.
Yeah.
uh it is the standard, it is the template.
Yeah.
uh in a way people think Persona is, no, it's this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have the best dance. They're doing like some pop and lock thing.
Yeah. I think you can play as the dog as an unlockable
Yeah.
skater too. Um, I liked, oh, what are they? The poison, whatever. The people that are dressed as
Poison
dinosaurs.
Gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just have such
They're
a fun
fun.
outfit.
Yeah. They're all like, I think they're like monster movie
Yeah.
themed apparently.
They're like
is their
kaiju.
group. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's so
Like, yeah.
fun.
That's the outfit I'd
Yeah.
wear.
Yeah. And the third one, like the punk squad is fun too.
Yeah.
They're like heartbreakers or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's just all three of them are fun. And then like I think what's the name of the? It's like the Golden Rhinos, right?
Yeah.
Is the last one.
And that's like
Those are the main bad guys.
yeah, it's not a street gang as much as it is like a corporation sort of issue.
Yeah. God, it's just this game is great.
Yeah.
It's a great game to think about, and to watch and like all that. It's
Yeah.
like two generations later, when people had ironed out how to like make games like this, I think this game would have been even better.
Right.
Because it is the gameness of the game that brings it down for me. But
Yeah.
it's great.
Like I said, watching someone, bless you, watching someone competent play the game was an incredible experience.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a speed run of this game has to be
Yeah.
top tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching, yeah, it wasn't even speed run, but just like competent uh dialogueless gameplay of it. I was like, yeah, this is cool. I can just kind of jam and uh watch the aesthetics.
Exactly. It's good. You want to get into grades?
Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
No, I think that covers a lot of it. I think we're on the same page, at least to a good extent, I think, where,
Mhm.
A plus to your music, A plus to your visuals, questionable mechanics and
Yeah.
funness to the experience. I think you had more fun with it, which is good, and I think predictable.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah. You can go ahead and give your grade first, I will say.
Okay. I don't know if I have one in my mind.
Yeah, me
It's
neither.
definitely not lower than a B, just because the other stuff
Yeah.
are so good.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know
I
if it's
think
an A quite. I could see it maybe reaching like that 90 exact. But I think it's probably
Yeah.
somewhere in the B plus range for me. But the music and the aesthetics being so good could carry it up, I could see. So,
I think you and I may have the same exact grade for this, which is 90.0000. Because I do think this is worthy of an A tier.
yeah.
But it can't really get very high up into it. Just because it, you know, the
Hmm.
set dressing, is incredible and like historically important as it is, doesn't change the fact that this Jet Set Radio anyway is a bit
Hmm.
clunky, right?
Okay.
It's a
Comparing it
clunky
to
game.
B plus games
Yeah.
we have Monster Hunter World and Street Fighter 6 as B plus. These are comfortably
Hmm.
above both of those.
I think so. I think I personally ranked Street Fighter 6 pretty high.
Yeah.
Uh, I think you and I like this around as much as Street Fighter 6 by the end of it. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I think you were higher on Street Fighter 6 than me. I could see
Hmm.
Street Fighter 6 being even a B for me compared to the B plus.
Hmm.
I have been enjoying Monster Hunter World, though we do have our complaints a
Hmm.
good amount. So I do think it makes sense to be similar to that. I think maybe I enjoy the Monster Hunter World has the added boost of we're playing it together.
Yes.
So
An
that's
inherent
yeah.
buff.
That colors that a little bit, but I could see it in a similar realm as that.
Hmm.
But more influential and better soundtrack for sure.
Yeah.
um,
We've got it's because the gap in opinion is smaller with this game than Street Fighter.
yeah,
So I do think,
it's definitely higher
and
than Street Fighter to us.
yeah,
Maybe that means Monster Hunter World should boost up in our regrade. It's maybe more
maybe
of the question. um,
I I think I definitely do like this game more than Monster Hunter personally.
yeah,
But I know I don't know if this is a definitely lower to you.
I am likely to play the soundtrack. I had familiarity even
Mhm.
before it, so I'm likely to revisit that. I don't know how likely I am to play the game itself again.
Yeah,
Where Monster Hunter World, we are continually playing, so that's where I'm
yeah.
a little
But
whatever with.
with Monster Hunter World, there is an aspect of like we're playing it, we're enjoying it, we're also very eager to move on from it
Yes, agreed,
to a better Monster Hunter. So
agreed.
it's like it's got that good game
Yeah,
asterisk. Like that's both of these, you
yeah.
know.
Um,
Uh,
so our top of B plus is preparing for Oscars. Our bottom of
yeah.
A minus is game dev.
Ooh. Yeah, I think it's to I think I'm still like this is in between those.
Yeah,
I'll let it up to I'll leave it up to you whether you think it's right for this to be a B plus or an A minus.
this game, based on the style, deserves an A, I
Okay, there you go.
think.
All right. And continuing on our path of needing no ado at all, further or otherwise. Uh, Dalton, what was your assignment
I
for
had
me this week?
a few assignments for you, all rolled
Mm-hmm.
into one. So, watching movies that had, in various ways, different queer representation. And those four things were But I'm a Cheerleader, Philadelphia, I Saw the TV Glow, and Dou Kyu Sei. Um, I don't have one in mind to start with. Do you have one that you'd like to start with?
I could tell you my watch order.
Okay.
Maybe that would be a good way to do it. I went Dou Kyu Sei, but I'm a cheerleader. No, Dou Kyu Sei, I saw the TV glow, but I'm a cheerleader. Philadelphia.
Okay.
That's the order I went in.
Let's start with Dou Kyu
Uh,
Sei. It's also the shortest.
yeah,
So,
Dou Kyu Sei, I think also in scale, like it kind of is just a good place to start,
yeah.
right? Oh, it's such a cute little story, man.
Very cute.
Uh, I
2016 it came out, so it's the most
mhm,
modern of. No, saw the TV Globe is 2024, so um,
mhm.
more modern than our 90s ones, though.
Yeah, for sure. I it's just I really do think all a romance needs is two great people and an honest telling of how that relationship would go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This
And
this
that's what this is, man.
this is perfectly down the middle. You want some cute relationship, not quite slice of life. There's some drama to it, but it's pretty down the
Mhm.
middle, not quite shoujo, but in that realm of, you know, it
Yeah.
does it in a nice hour. It wraps it, tells a full story, wraps it up. That gets a little bit of a boost just because you knew where to call it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cute story, and that's kind of it. But I do like a cute story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cute, man. It's just good.
Yeah,
It's like there's not really much I can say against this movie at
right.
all. It's just like a sweet little like high school romance story.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know if it is high school. I don't know what
it's
the age
equivalent, I
range is
think.
equivalent.
It I think what it does most successfully is it
Hmm.
does that awkwardness of a first romance, first relationship sort of thing. I think well.
Hmm.
Obviously everyone
Yeah.
has their own experiences, but I think it does their experience in a believable way that I think is easier said than
Hmm.
done. Um,
Yeah, but in a way that balances the awkwardness with the beauty of it too.
right,
You know, like how it's like at the end of the day, like a good, nice thing, and it's just like
right.
it's just solid.
It
It's
has
just
its things that are frustrating where it's like, the jealousy and things like that, where it's like, oh yeah, but if they are high schoolers, that's what you
yeah,
would do.
yeah,
um,
100%. Yeah, it's like jealous and like making the wrong decisions and reading too much into stuff, and
right.
it's like, you know, it's for like jealous like sensitive high schoolers this story makes perfect sense,
Yeah,
and it's also nice to the characters too, like they for the most part, like I forget if they end up if they're still together by the end of the movie. I think
yeah,
they
they
are.
are.
And it's like they're just, you know, they don't have to go through this huge emotional turmoil and like this whole like shattering of who they thought each other were, you
Yeah,
know, like so many romances try to do a lot successfully, but you don't need it,
it's the
you know.
perfect level of drama that it's like in a grand scheme of things or in a movie, like it's not a big deal. Like you're going to
Mm,
college in another town, like that's
yeah.
not that big of a deal. But unbelievably for both of them, who they are and the age they are, that could feel like that's the biggest thing in the world. And I think it
Hmm.
believably does that.
Yeah, definitely. And it's good animation too, good art
Yeah,
style. uh
yeah, no like
I like
crazy
how
Sakuga moments or anything, but it's also not that sort of thing where it would. It's
Mhm.
just competently animated.
Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. How did you find about this movie?
Um, I had this one on my list to watch for a while. I don't remember. It might have even been an Eye Patch Wolf video. He mentioned it, but it might have been a different
Hmm.
list of movies I got it from, and just kind of had it in my like back catalog um,
Hmm.
to watch. A lot of these movies I had seen before, or had seen a long time ago. In the case of like a Philadelphia, um, so it was a little bit of a mix of blind watch for like this one and ones I had seen, kind of. Right. The nature agrees.
uh yeah,
Um,
my hot weather is starting to cool off in the background. We're gonna get thunder every once in a while, I guess.
there we go.
uh
Um,
I
yeah,
It's funny.
but yeah, that
So if I
was
cut out halfway through, you know why that happens.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this one was more of a blind pick. I hadn't seen it before, but it had been on my list for a bit, so it felt like a good category to group it in with some of the others.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah,
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, and with some other
Uh,
ones that I think all do things very successfully in different ways, it holds up with them reasonably. It doesn't, you know, knock it out of the park. I don't think this is A plus sort of thing, just because it doesn't do
no.
that much, but it is very competent, very solid. Would recommend it to people, especially because it's an hour.
Yeah, 100%. You want a cute little queer story.
Yeah,
That's what this is. It's great.
yeah,
Really great. My one thing is, what the fuck is this teacher's deal?
yes.
That's my one thing. I'm like, I
He should be
like that they
fired.
both. Yeah, he should be fired immediately. The teacher is like a queer character who's like very low key about it,
Semi-closeted, yeah.
semi-closeted, and like kind of both of these kids like come to him being like, it's like, I don't know what to do. It's like my first relationship and I think he hates me, and he's like, chill out.
Yeah,
But then sometimes he's also like, also maybe you should kiss me, maybe.
yeah,
And I'm like, no.
yeah. The
And
the
then
parts where he's like a mentor as the only queer person they know in their life, good. The parts where
great,
he's like,
yeah.
yeah, but forget about him. You're better than that. You deserve someone like me. You're like, wait,
Yeah. It's like,
what?
wait, what? How did we get here? And they also move past it super quick.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like this should turn into a story where we arrest this guy.
yeah. That like he gets
Uh,
like punched once and then it's never talked about again.
yeah. I really like him getting punched though.
Yeah,
That was a very satisfying thing.
yeah,
I'm
and he
like,
kind of
good, yeah, fuck this
owns it.
guy.
He's just like, yeah, I kind of probably deserve that.
Yeah. Yeah, you did, man. You fucking did.
And then they just move
Yeah.
on, and you're like, wait, should we just move on from that though?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird choice.
I think the
Fuck
creepy
that dude.
teacher thing is more common in Japan.
Yeah.
Media goes. Even sometimes that do it well. Like I don't know if you've read or watched GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka. Um,
No.
it's that's kind of at the core what it is for him is he's like a you know pervy 30 something that goes to be a teacher at high school because you can see the teenage girls, right? Um,
Ugh.
but he ends up like actually he's kind of at his core weirdly like a kind person and does a lot of like good to help people, and you're like, wait, but why do you also have to have him the core of his person have to be the perviness? um So like even
Okay.
times where it's done well and you're like, this is the character I like, but also asterisk, big
Yeah.
asterisk. It's a common thing.
I
I don't know why.
me and my brothers often will watch movies together, and we have this thing we say every once in a while, which is if something is broadly bad and they have a great moment, we're like, you don't get to do that.
Yeah.
It's like you don't get to be good sometimes.
So often
Uh
do characters do probably TV more than movies like to do
mhm.
like you're a character that's awful for so long and then you have a big moment and like die and it's like, oh, you're supposed to be noble from that one moment. It's like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I have a memory.
Yeah.
Uh so yeah. I think grade wise, I would give this one like B plus.
Yeah, I think
B.
that's what I had.
Yeah.
B plus range.
Yeah.
I guess let's
87, 88.
yeah, let's formally grade these. They can be all on our
Okay.
list because I think they are
Yeah,
going
let's
to be
do it.
different enough that they could, rather than grouping all into one.
Yeah.
Okay. 100 meters is a B plus. Is this below or above that?
Interesting.
I feel like that's a good
Above.
metric one for me. 100
I'd say
meters.
above.
This is probably a better story. 100 meters
Hmm.
animation is really good. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm fine tying it to that if we want to put right above, right below it. Either way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
If you would rather
your gut said above.
100
I'm fine with
meters.
that. I don't
Yeah,
have.
yeah, but I don't know. If you feel strongly the other way, I'm cool with it.
I don't think so. 100 meters is very much carried to me by its animation.
Yeah. Okay.
Where this I think does
All right.
both very competently. So
Mm-hmm.
okay,
What do you want to talk about next?
let's see. I know Lauren was excited for us to talk about But I'm a Cheerleader. So do we do that early
Hmm.
or do we do save that for the end?
I don't know. I why do I feel like it's natural to talk about that next? You
All right,
know,
let's do it.
it's just kind of I feel like it's similar in that it has like a scope of just like mostly just two people,
Yeah,
and it's their story. And so if it invites comparison to that to Yokusei, more than any of the other two, I think
yeah.
talking about it now makes
I
sense.
think then after Philadelphia, because that's our two '90s ones. So we'll end
Mhm.
with I Saw the TV Glow then.
Okay, perfect. Uh, this was funny as hell, man.
This
I
movie
love
is
it.
so
This
good. It's like the
Oh,
perfect
so good.
campiness.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Just the idea, just it's it's making conversion therapy just look so goddamn
Yeah,
stupid. It's a whole movie about how goddamn stupid conversion therapy is.
yeah.
And I'm like, yes. It's like, but it takes a comedian to really like break down the absurdity of it, right?
And it doesn't just dunk. Like it leads with a character that would believably be naive and believe in this sort of thing. And it
Yeah.
starts from
Yeah.
that point, which I think is a good way to do it. I think this would be a really easy movie to either feel like a bad message or feel like this wasn't anything more than just dunking. And it threads that line in, I think, a way
Yeah.
that is more impressive than it gets credit for. This
Yeah.
movie is a cult classic, but it also is a 43% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's a movie
Okay.
that obviously lands with some people more than others, which I think makes sense inherently. But
So, would you happen to know if that is queer people who are like this gets it wrong? I if I had to guess, I would say that's not it.
I think
But
it was very panned on release, which would make me think that's
mm,
probably not the case. I think it's probably a lot of people that because it is very campy, and camp isn't for
mhm,
everyone. But I think it's perfect for this sort of movie. 75% popcorn meter, so it's more liked by general
the
viewing
audience.
audience. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Uh, well, this movie definitely doesn't deserve 43. You know, it's more good than bad, so it's at least a 6.
yeah,
At least. I definitely closer to a 7 or 8 for me.
agreed.
9, you know. I mean, we'll get into grades, but it's
I also love that you have RuPaul in it as the
mhm,
like. I think they start out with a T-shirt that says "Straight is great," which is like,
yeah,
this is so good.
but
Just
it's RuPaul.
yeah,
It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Just like any of the scenes of like RuPaul or the son
yeah,
of the camp counselor just being like so like fucking like lewd and
yeah.
like sexy.
You're so in the closet,
It
you like came out the other sides somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the closet you broke the wall behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh it's so fucking funny.
yeah.
It's so fucking funny. Uh and then like I especially love like some of the moments just to continue to talk about the absurdity this points out in like gender norms.
Hmm.
Uh like all of
The tasks they
the
have them
parts
do.
where the tasks they have them do exactly
They have them
where they
like
have them
chop
like running around in
wood.
booty shorts chopping wood and like uh doing like fake guns at
Yeah.
each other.
Also,
So funny.
what's his name? Dante Basco,
Mhm.
a young Zuko.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
yeah. That's our Fire Lord.
Wait,
He's the one
where's
that gets tossed out early, and then she later meets back up with him. He's at the other camp.
awesome,
That's Dante
awesome.
Basco, our Fire Lord.
Everything, all of the story beats in this game game, God, in this movie are so good. The revolution is
Yeah.
such a funny framing of like the other side of the
Yeah.
ideal.
It frames itself
Uh,
as like one of those high school teenage movies where it's like then you have the big bombastic moment and you get the guy, but it's not a guy, or it's getting the girl in this case or whatever, right?
yeah.
But it
Keep
has
talking.
that.
Storm clouds have made the lighting in this room much different. So
Yeah.
just give me a sec.
Um, it has that big moment where it's like, and then I got to sneak in my camo onto the big stage and stop the moment where you're about to go through your final ceremony and do a cheer routine for you. And it's like, does those moments, but in a both sincerity and a pointing fun at them that I think is really successful to me.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, and that's what this movie is. It's sincere and it's like goofy,
Right.
right? It understands. It's like it tonally reminds me of Jojo Rabbit, if anything,
Okay.
where it's like it understands you need to like pick apart uh what you're satirizing, but also you need to like be able to sincerely be able to say that like the other side of things is just better.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So it's
it takes a care to things, and while poking fun and being absurd and leaning so hard into stereotypes that
Mhm.
it's a movie that to me is very clearly someone that's lived in those stereotypes. That
Mhm.
you can point fun at yourself as much as you're pointing fun at them. And I think that's
Yeah.
what makes it successful to me. You're not punching down. Well, obviously, if you're punching at conversion therapy, that's punching up, not down. I think inherently, but it's never
100%.
punching down, which I
Yeah,
think is something that a movie by someone doing this less competently could do.
definitely. I think the wedding at the end, right? That was a bit not a wedding. I'm sorry, it was a graduation
Yeah,
ceremony. But it was set up like a wedding.
yeah,
So that's why I'm thinking that. Where she like comes in and she steals away the bride per
yeah,
se.
with her cheer
It's
routine.
yeah, just with a cheer routine, cheesier than the rest of the movie in
Yeah,
a sincere way that didn't quite work for me as much as the rest,
yeah.
but
It feels
it's
like a Breakfast Club, like a those sort of movies where it's like,
hmm
and then you have the big moment where it's all better now. It's like that.
yeah, yeah. Which you know what, I don't even if it didn't work cleanly for me,
Yeah,
I prefer that for this movie more than like some really dark,
yeah,
like
agreed
alternative, which definitely like I think this is the tone you have to take when talking about conversion therapy.
for sure.
Like there's an inherent
You either make
idiocy
like
to it.
a documentary that's gonna just make you sad, or you have to be very tongue in cheek. Um,
Yes. Yes, exactly. Uh I thought all the characters were good. I did think the romance was a little bit more Hollywood than Dou Kyu Sei. Like
yeah,
a little bit less of real humans, but like, this movie's absurd.
yeah.
I don't know if
Everyone's
you're
a
gonna get real
caricature.
humans.
You.
Yeah, exactly. So like, the romance itself, it was cute and it was sweet, but it wasn't why I would come back to this
No.
movie, right? And I would, but it's the tone and the jokes
Yeah.
and like yeah, all that. I also like how like the punishments just narratively really did kind of shake
Yeah.
the group.
Yeah.
Anytime someone was like kicked out,
Yeah. Or like put into
it
a
was like,
literal
oh no,
doghouse.
yeah, literally. And it's like, oh yeah, this is why people stay closeted is because like,
Yeah.
one sec,
They're telling us Pride
one
Month's
sec.
over. We can't talk about this anymore.
God, come on, we just wrapped up. uh, God, I forget what I was talking about, but I'm sure I was making a great point.
I think you were talking about the punishments. Like they are real
Yes,
consequences to not
there's
being
real
yourself.
consequences to coming out. There's huge real consequences. You lose your family,
Mhm.
and like you may even lose your support group of other queer people who aren't out yet.
Right.
Like Like there's real fucking fears.
Yeah.
And I think that's the real danger in this movie,
Yeah, it's the heart
and
of it
that's
that it still holds on to. It's not That's the sincerity it still has instead of just being
yeah,
goofy.
yeah, because it very quickly stops being a movie about discovering you're gay,
Yeah,
and
they're pretty
becomes a
instantly like,
movie
yeah,
that's
you are.
about yeah, it becomes a movie about like coming out,
Right.
right? And like accepting that you're gay, right?
Yeah.
Or living as a gay person, I would say.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Iconic. I understand why it's so beloved.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to grade it, or do you have more?
I think I said I don't know. Everyone's funny. Great performances overall. I guess that's one thing I'd point out.
Yes.
And the sets were great too.
Yes.
I don't think we talked about. Uh, okay, yeah, but B plus A, I would
Yeah.
say.
I think to me, mentally, in my grades, I tether this to House. Just if they have a
Okay,
similar campiness that was successful in different
yeah, I'm
ways.
cool with that. I'm cool
I'm
with
fine
that.
with House being higher. I think it is for you, right? So
I think so. Yeah.
to me, that they make sense to be tethered to me. Just because
Why not?
they are equally campy in different ways, in a way that would be so easy to get wrong, but they get right.
Hmm.
So A
So yeah,
minus.
that's a minus. A minus for but I'm a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Great title, by the way. I guess that's the one last point I'll
Yes.
do. It's like that's you know,
A title that
very good.
works in a name drop in a movie, which I feel like often doesn't work for me when they like say
Hmm.
the name of the movie in it. It's one that does
I'd
work.
almost believe it was the other way around. Like they
Yeah.
wrote the script first and then realized what a great line that was and made it the title.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, last part. The grossest kissing I've ever seen in a
Yes,
movie.
absolutely.
They just made kissing that man look like the last thing I'd ever want to do in my
Yeah.
life. Uh,
Which
so
I love that that is played off so much as like, well, you don't like kissing him. Obviously, you're gay.
yeah, yeah.
It's so
They
funny
well,
to me.
it's there is a part early in that movie where I'm like, she isn't even like wrong
Yeah.
about like all the things. Like I wouldn't want to kiss this guy either.
Right.
It's like she's not gay for having posters of women.
Yeah.
It's like their reasons are wrong.
Yeah.
For
They
like why
happen
they
to be
think
right,
she's gay.
but
Yeah, they just happen to be right. But so I was like, is that where they're going with this? Is this like a straight woman in conversion therapy? And then within 15 minutes, no, of
yeah.
course not. And then it plays out as a queer story. But I thought that was
Yeah, the
hysterical.
like witch
Where
hunt
the
of
guy
it.
was like, "You must be a lesbian. You don't even like kissing me."
Yeah.
It was like,
The
"Oh,
guy who's
dude."
the worst kisser in history.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Well, then let's move on to Philadelphia.
Yeah, or other
Where
90s one.
uh after two lighthearted stories, this is anything but, right?
Yeah.
Uh Now I think this is a very good movie for sure.
Yeah.
I
This is a
haven't seen
movie that in
any.
modern day would be a 3 hour movie, not a 2 hour movie, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. They would give it the time, the space,
Right.
and the
For
breath
better and
to
worse.
really. Yeah, yeah, sometimes you don't need it.
Yeah. I think this
Uh
tells its story in 2 hours perfectly fine.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. I haven't seen this one before either. I haven't seen any of these four, for the
Okay.
record.
Yeah.
These were all first watches. As I said before, Tom Hanks being at his heights, playing a queer character is
Yeah.
incredible. You
Denzel
know,
Washington, I don't know if he's been bad in anything.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Uh, it's I have heard the name Philadelphia for so long as a good movie, and I had no idea it was about the AIDS crisis at
Right.
all. Not even a little bit. Because it's just kind of a name of a city, which is
Right.
intentional, right? Like the movie opens up with just shots of people living in Philadelphia, intercut with people dying of AIDS on the street.
Right.
And I'm like, that tells you, it's like, this is Philadelphia in this day and age. It is this. This is what's happening. These are the people, and here are the people ignoring it. Here are the people suffering from it. Right.
Right.
Great, great intro, and yeah. Uh,
It's kind of a slow burn,
was this
which is good.
slow burn? Hmm.
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
think no. I'm more just trying to throw it to you. I feel like all these being a first watch, I have a lot of thoughts. I don't
Right.
know if this is a rewatch for you.
This was a rewatch, though it'd been years. I'd watched it a long time
Hmm.
ago. I don't know exactly a year I could give you, but it'd been a while. So I was familiar
Hmm.
with it, but so nothing was new for it, but it was rewatching and experiencing more as an adult, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it's a slow burn. I like a courtroom drama a
I
lot,
do too.
actually.
That's
Yeah.
some of my favorite parts of like Daredevil or the
Yes.
courtroom stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a good courtroom drama. It does it well where you get the fun parts of a court without having all of the court stuff.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. And not in a overly dramatic way either.
yeah,
Like there's courtroom scenes where people are screaming or like stuff like that. It's like this has dramatics in it, but it isn't
yeah.
anything ridiculous. Uh, I'm getting my cousin Vinny every once in a while on my TikTok feed,
Okay.
and I'm like, now as good a movie as this is, I there's no court on earth that looks like this. Uh, it's it's just a very educational story for me too.
Right.
Like uh I don't know how often I've been called to learn about the AIDS crisis.
Okay.
Like I think I'm on the ally side of this. Absolutely, I think it was a tragedy, obviously, and it was completely mishandled. But the finer details of it really came to light for me first in this movie.
Okay.
Like
Are
I
you a
I just
musical
kind of
theater
had
guy at all?
that. I guess that would be the exception. Because yes, I have seen Rent.
Rent.
And
There's a
yeah.
lot of movies and people of that era
Hmm.
that have dealt with that. So that's more where I came from this from of the
Mm,
AIDS crisis stuff. I learned a lot of it about those people in those
yeah.
90s. Even like a lot of the people that wrote on like Disney songs.
Hmm.
Howard Mencken and what's his name? I'll get it.
Yeah.
Mencken is the one that survived. Um and
Hmm.
uh and let's see. No, Howard Mencken was the one that died of AIDS in 91. Um
Hmm.
and he had written a lot of the Disney movies that have the songs you like in the
Yeah.
90s, right? He
For
helped
sure.
write for things like Little Shop, which is probably my favorite musical.
Hmm.
Um, Howard Ashman was the one that passed on, or Howard Ashman was the one who died. Um,
Hmm.
and he was kind of the one, for example, like Beauty and the Beast. He was the one that like made it what people like about Beauty and the Beast with a lot of its tone and its songs and things. And he passed away before the release. He never was able to see that one. So people like him and like you said, like Rent, like what's the movie with 3090 is the big song in it. Um,
I'm not sure.
the musical too. Um, it's
Yeah.
Tick Tick Boom. It's the movie based on
I've
it.
heard of I've heard of Tick Tick Boom. Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, this guy's done a lot.
yeah, it's a different person that one's based on, but it's same idea, right?
Oh,
It's a
okay.
lot of people. It wasn't a unique experience, especially at that time.
No.
Um, we can think some
Yeah.
uh what Reagan and others in that time for us
Ronald
not
Reagan.
knowing about it.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, I this movie made me realize that I need to read up on it.
Yeah,
Like I'm not really trying to like stay ignorant. Uh it's twisted, man.
yeah, and I think that's
And
the power of this movie. I think is that
yes.
it did bring eyes to that in a prestige way. I think that
Yeah.
has a flip side of the coin, that it's very much a movie written by straight people for straight people.
Yes,
Um,
definitely. I mean that the first third has a lot of like this is like we're all homophobes. I get it.
right,
It's like so we all started out as homophobes.
right,
So let's talk from that perspective.
right.
And I'm kind of like, well, no.
Yeah,
It's like listen, I think is it Denzel who is the lawyer in this movie? I
correct.
didn't realize. I guess he just looks different. I just see him in movies these days.
Right.
I he gives a big speech about how it's like I know we all have our biases, and we all don't respect these people. He's like we could just put that to the side and talk about law.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know how, I actually do not know how much I'm supposed to be who he's talking to, in
Yeah.
that scene.
I think that's
Like
the target audience, and that's the knocks to this movie to me, in a way that
yeah.
I think it's good, because I think the people it was trying to have learn about this thing are that target audience. But it
Yeah.
is from that target audience to that target audience in a way that I think
Yeah.
um, But I Was a Cheerleader is kind of the opposite. It's
Yeah.
the opposite demographic for that same demographic,
Hmm.
in the exact opposite way of this one.
Yeah. And it's this movie just has that grossness sometimes.
Yeah,
It's very like homophobic things are being said and like jokes and
right.
like you know uh it's just it has that and it's all well intentioned.
Yeah, it's
That's the
trying to tell
thing.
you that it's bad to do that, but it's
Yeah.
also like, hey guys, you're the ones doing that. Stop it. It's like, wait, wait, wait.
Yeah. It's like, hey, can we cut it out now? Like now that we made our point, can we stop?
Yeah,
It's very in the modern day, it's very uncomfortable.
yeah.
And I think I don't know. I can't speak to what perceptions were like in the 80s, but or this was a 90s movie. But
'93.
it's like maybe this is just a movie that was perfect for its time, and in the modern day, it just doesn't handle it in a way that people would be in line with.
Yeah,
You know, I do. I would still suggest it to people. I would give the caveat that like, hey, this is this kind of assumes the audience is going to be a homophobe and almost talks to the homophobe in an empathetic I
right,
understand you way, and that's gross. Even that being said,
right.
this movie, just the scene where Tom Hanks shows people the scars
Yeah,
and like the wilts, is it wilts, on his
the
body,
legions, I think is what they refer to them as.
lesions, uh on his body, that I'm sure like we're well researched what it
I'm
looks
sure.
like for someone to have AIDS in the late stage. And like that's a shocking thing for the audience in the 90s to sit down and watch like Tom Hanks of all people
Right.
to put on. It's what this movie is more than like in the broader sense of like someone published this and tried to get people to see it. That's what I respect most about this movie more
Right.
than like the actual story itself. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
agreed. It won Best Actor in Leading Role for Tom Hanks, and it won Best
Good.
Music for Streets of Philadelphia by Bruce Springsteen. So it did not win like
Yeah.
a Best Picture, but it was award nominated, so it was obviously you know, well regarded when it came out. Obviously,
Hmm.
we both weren't around in '93 to experience it, and
Hmm.
even if we were, we would have been a little young to really know the
A little young for this one.
yeah. But I think it was well regarded, and I think that was because its target audience was people like that, led with empathy, which I think is important. I think it's
Hmm.
you don't want to be apathetic because then you're never going to change people's minds. I think it's good to have some
Yeah.
empathy. But I think this only talks to that audience in a way that I think
Yeah.
knocks it a little bit. But it was also 93. That was probably the vast majority of people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
I
understand it,
think.
and I'm glad it came out.
Yeah. It is so hard to make a movie l- like that, you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
Uh make a movie being like, "Hey, I've been bigoted too. I've been on this journey. I'm going to try to help you along on to the other side."
Yeah,
As I've, had the grace of, you know, being on that journey myself. Like that whole thing is difficult
oh
to
yeah,
handle, right?
absolutely.
And like there's a debate around like whether like straight people should even be telling queer stories, whether
Right.
white people should be telling black stories,
Yeah,
men should be telling women's stories, on and on and on. This is the most worthy effort, which is
yeah,
like I know our people are bigoted towards these people.
yeah,
I'm going to show you why we're wrong. That's a good that's the best way to do it.
yeah.
It's just
Luckily,
also
sorry, go ahead.
impossibly hard. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah, absolutely. It to your exact point of it's telling the story it knows. It's a straight
Hmm.
person telling the part of the story they know, which I think is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not trying to speak for stories and experiences you don't really know, at least to an extent.
Hmm.
So it is admirable in that extent. Um,
Yeah.
and like I said, I'm glad it came out. It's a well done movie. There's lines in it like Tom Hanks goes into Denzel Washington's office like that first
Hmm.
time, and he's like, what happened to your face? And he said, he's just like, I have AIDS. And it's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, and then he kind of like distances himself and things like that. Like I think moments like that were powerful, and I'm sure
Yeah.
especially at that time.
Yeah. Uh, Grade wise, I would say I don't have much more to say on this. Do you
Yeah,
have?
no, that's great.
Yeah, I B minus, good. It's hard for me to put this in C or lower. I think this is a something, if I have kids one day and I want to explain the AIDS crisis, maybe I show this to them. If they're of a certain age, but they would have to be of a certain age because I would need them to understand that the homophobia it has to empathize with is not an expectation of someone anymore,
Yeah,
and that's like it's this is a recommendation with a ton of caveats,
yeah.
right?
I
And
think it could
that's
still
to
be a
me.
B because it's competent enough in the things it does well.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay,
But
so
yes,
like
I agree
b
with
b
what you're saying.
minus. Yeah.
To B, we
So if
have
I go B
Stray
minus,
and
you go
Flow.
B. Okay.
B minus, we have Stranger Things. Stranger Things season 5 part 1. No, that's also a B. Um and
It
Boiled
is.
Potato is a B minus.
This is the okay. Hey, we never talked about boiled potato on this show, and we're gonna have words. So I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that. Uh, at B, uh, I put this above Stray,
Okay.
and Flow. I think.
I think so. I'm
Yeah.
fine with this staying out of the B plus, which is a crowded tier, and
Hmm.
being B for its things like we said. But good movie. I'd say it's worth watching. I brought it to you for that reason. Um,
Hmm.
I thought it'd be a good one to talk about.
Yeah. I wonder if we could almost put these in like give these a percent score once it's real grading time. To like really like put a language to the distance between Flow and Philadelphia.
Yeah,
Whenever we do that
we
one
do
day.
have them ordered, so
Yeah.
some of that'll naturally come as you add more things in that.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll fill it out.
How do you spell Philadelphia?
Uh but yeah, I think we've got one more thing to talk about here,
We
which
do.
is my easily my favorite of the four.
This is a good
Which
movie,
is
and it kind of went under the radar. I think it's obviously one that's talked about plenty, but I feel like it went under the radar more than I feel like it deserved to. In 2024, I saw the TV Glow.
Mhm. I know A24, like there's always going to be some publicity around A24 and it has a
Yeah,
name recognition these days, which is
that's why
nice
I
because
originally
it's
watched it,
indie.
because I
Yeah.
any A24 movie that gets some buzz, I'm usually like, all right, I'll go on my list.
I saw the trailer for it. I was like, that would be a good movie to see. And then I personally didn't hear much more about it from there.
Yeah,
I either hear movies from like friends and family or from like Reddit at large, and I'm not necessarily on like indie movie subreddits or
yeah.
anything like that. It's just whether they reach the conversation in a bigger way. For me in my feed, that didn't happen with this movie. I
No,
think
it
that's a
didn't.
damn shame.
It didn't really get the buzz I think it deserves.
No, no. This is like this is really good.
This is a good
In a
movie.
way in a way that I do not I feel this is really good in a way that I do not see in movies very often. Like the way
Yes,
this is good is very unique to me.
it's a very unique experience, and I think that's so. I guess what before we get into the movie itself, what is your take
Mhm.
on like the representation in it?
I went online to see how other people felt about it because I think it's to really understand representation, you kind of got to be who is being represented,
Right.
right? I think as far as that goes, word on the block is very good.
Yeah.
People really think this captures it, and like even in its absurd kind of presentation
Yeah.
of like the facts of this movie, because it's all very
Yeah.
symbolic.
And
What's
by
going on
it,
in this movie?
the consensus is very much a trans allegory. Um,
Yes, this is a trans allegory, a movie about transition.
right. Which on my
Uh,
first watch I didn't get as much. It all made sense when I saw people talking about it, but I
mhm,
being someone that hasn't experienced that body dysmorphia itself as much, I
mhm,
originally took this more of an asexual sort of story from them of like I don't
yeah,
understand these relationships because I don't understand relationships, not because I am not the gender I am showing on the outside. So it,
mhm,
it took understanding people's and then visiting it to really understand that. And I understand why it's so powerful in that way. But
yeah,
that was part of why I wanted to talk about this one too, is because it is like a representation that seems to speak so well for people. And I think it's clearly that. I think the director themselves is a trans individual. So I think
mhm,
it's very much speaking to that experience in a way that really resonates for the people it resonates for. But I think even if that went over your head like it did to an extent for me the first time, it's still very successful
mhm.
in a movie even without that.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think there's, not in a queer way. This I relate to a lot of the emotions of this movie, which
Absolutely.
like as far as the, like, am I on the right path? Am
Yeah.
I who I really am? Like those very big questions, like this movie tackles, which those two questions make a lot of sense
Yeah.
for a trans allegory story, but also I've seen plenty of people in my research, just people talking about this movie. I'm not the only one who is like, I don't know, man. It's like this, they're kind of spitting no matter who
Yeah.
you are.
The
Uh,
fear of putting yourself of taking those risks. Like we saw
yes.
in But I'm a Cheerleader and talked about, it was like there is
Hmm.
consequences to these things and a natural fear. And man, I'm forgetting the dude's name. The main I guess lead male, but maybe female in reality. I'm gonna
Hmm.
have patience with us for pronouns because I don't think it's clear what they should be.
Yes. In this movie, it's very unclear.
So
Uh,
have patience with us there. But they are someone that like is like someone please make the push for me. Make the decision for me. I'm stuck
mhm.
in this that I can't make that first step myself. And it's something, especially when you go that deeply, that is not something someone can choose for you. But I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of other parts of life that resonates with, regardless of it
Yeah.
being about gender, right?
Wishing someone else could make the big decision for you,
Right,
so that you could commit to it without the personal obligation
right.
of living with the decision. It's crazy,
Yeah.
but this movie captures it.
It's like such an
I
impossible feeling to capture too. That you captured like
Yeah,
better than I could put into words, clearly.
yeah, yeah, definitely. It's I only know the lead actor from Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Okay. He
So
was
that
in
was
Detective Pikachu as well.
yes, and Detective
He was
Pikachu.
in The Quarry, if you've played that game.
No, I need
Okay.
to. Hmm.
So I've
Maybe we
seen
do
him in a
that one
couple
day.
things. Um
I but yes, I've seen him in these things. So like this kind of like goofy kid like action star thing is kind of where he's been in the stuff I've seen. And to see I'm saying him for the actor, I
yeah.
think. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it's
The
I
character
think
uses
he's
he him pronouns throughout the movie. So that's probably what I will end up using a lot, though
yeah.
whether that's what they truly would like or not is up for question, and I think that's good.
Yeah. And I think the actor is he him.
I believe so.
I'm
I can
I'm
try to
not certain.
verify that.
Yeah.
Um
I think being this careful is part
yeah.
of it. Like I'm not laughing at ourselves too much here. It just shows we care.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely.
we
They
that we
use
don't
he
know
him
and we care.
pronouns. Yes. Justice
Okay,
Smith.
there you go. Uh, he does a great job.
They do publicly
In this
identify
movie.
as queer though. So
Awesome. Uh, he does a great job. In this movie, like a performance like I've never seen. Like someone just so insecure that they can barely speak.
yeah.
And I feel like I've almost met those people. It's such a tragic way to be,
Yeah.
you know. It's and it's just like I don't know. The character is great. Uh, I think the co-lead is also great.
Maddie, right?
Uh, Maddie, they're great. It's I don't know.
Underrated performance by the dad, who's Fred Durst from Link Biscuit.
That's Fred Durst.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
If you showed me the cast of this movie, I wouldn't fucking believe it was anywhere as good as
Phoebe
it was. I
Bridgers is
thought
in it
I
for some reason too, as one of like the
Phoebe
background
Bridgers is
singers.
here. We got what's his name? The guy who works with Tim Robinson all the time.
Hmm.
Is his boss
Yeah.
in
The like
the
ending
bowling
part.
alley or wherever.
Yeah.
Or it's a movie theater, I think.
Yeah, movie theater.
Uh, it's so fucking. It's such a weird cast for this movie, I would say.
Yeah.
Uh, but everyone kills it, so it's great.
Yeah.
So like it's Fred Durst, yeah, did a great job. Congrats, Fred Durst, I
Right.
guess, for being like an intimidating, like homophobic, possibly not human,
Yeah.
demon monster. Uh, One thing I would love to talk about in this movie is this show.
Yeah.
I went up afterwards and I googled if the show was real. I don't think it was afterwards. It was partway through, like
Was it
40%
the
through.
pink
I was like,
opaque or something like that, right?
the pink opaque. I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah. Because I'm like, if this is a real show, it's the coolest thing in the world. And if it isn't a real show, I need to know what inspired it. And they're like, oh, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
And you're like,
I'm like,
yeah,
no,
okay.
give me something fucking better.
Right. Please don't point
Uh,
me to Will Wheaton.
oh my gosh. Joss Whedon. I
Joss
think.
Whedon. Yeah, you're
Different
right.
guy.
You're right.
But yeah, I'm like, this is the coolest show ever. I get someone being like, my only
Pink
rebellion in
opaque.
life is going to sneak away to watch this show.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm like, I get it. That also was the kind of high schooler I was, where I was like, I'm rebellious. I don't care about the rules. I'm gonna buy an M-rated video game.
Yeah.
Like that was rebellion to me. So I get that. I get where he's coming from with that too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Hmm.
Yeah, good movie. There's in a way like you I think you mentioned of in such a way that I've never really seen something else do this for it being a fairly universal experience, not necessarily in a gender way, but just as a concept of, you know, needing someone else to help push you, or you not wanting to make that decision, or not, having the bravery to make those decisions in some cases is a very universal
Hmm.
experience. So to never really have seen it done, at least in a way like this, that's um,
Yeah,
great. Also, the colors of this, the color
gorgeous.
grading of this movie.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's what clued me into it being a trans story so quickly.
yeah,
Is the amounts of pinks and blues. I'm
yeah,
like,
and
this
rewatched like
definitely.
frame one, he's under like the big parachute, and it's like pink, blue, and white. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I was like, I know what we're in for. I was seeing pinks and blues and like maybe this is bisexual, but
yeah,
but then immediately I was like, this isn't reading as that at all. Uh, yeah, especially when they come out dressed like in
yeah,
traditionally femme clothing.
right,
And I'm like, yeah, okay, well then there it is. God,
yeah.
just such a fucking good movie. I don't like. I don't even know.
I
I
almost
can
don't
talk
want to
about this
say too
movie
much about
forever.
it because I want people that haven't seen it to see it. And like,
Yeah,
I'm fine spoiling
yeah,
stuff generally, but I feel like I can talk about this enough without spoiling it to say, hey, you can watch this,
this
because I think it did go under the radar. It's not like my favorite movie of all time, but
no.
it's good, and I think it deserves a watch.
I I I think this is a very very good movie. I think that absolutely. I want to talk about this so much, but I feel like I can't even cohesively talk about it
Yeah,
because it's just such an abstract movie. And it's hard to talk through moments or characters that in a way that gives it justice because everything is so cohesive in the movie that it can't be in a discussion about it. Uh, it's but it's special, man, and you're completely right. People should go fucking watch this themselves. This is when people talk about best A24 movies. This is one that is gonna get talked about as years go on.
I think so.
Uh,
I think
this
it's one
is
that'll have a legacy longer than I think it got the original buzz.
mm,
So
definitely.
this Oscar year was the Oppenheimer Barbie sort of year, so it might have gotten lost in the shuffle with some of those that got a lot of attention.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that could probably be it. It was Oppenheimer that won that year, right?
Oppenheimer won that year. Um,
Yeah,
this wasn't
I
even
feel like
nominated.
yeah, probably for anything. I mean,
I don't think so.
Oscars are very imperfect.
Yeah, for sure.
If something is a bit too out there ever, it's usually not getting Oscars.
Yeah, and
I
just
don't
it
even
being
know.
like a horror sort of one like that
Yeah,
alone lowers your chances at Oscars. Not that it should, but it
100%.
does. Um,
And it's horror doesn't even work well for this. But yeah,
yeah,
it's like if you're gonna categorize it as anything, it's gonna be horror, and because of that, it's gonna
yeah,
not get an Oscar recognition. It is what it is.
yeah.
But
And
it
it is
definitely,
creepy. Like it
yeah,
does the horror well in like a way where in in the fiction of the show it's campy, but it's still kind of creepy. It's like
yeah,
played
yeah,
off as campy, but like then you see the monsters and things, you're like, but that's not campy.
yeah.
Like,
The Mr. Melancholy was kind of a
yeah,
built-up moment that really worked for me. Like just a really creepy, like emoting face,
yeah.
with like this
And I think
deep.
there's reference to like on the Man in the Moon of like that of one of the very first movies where there's like the rocket that goes into the moon's eye. You know what movie I'm
Mhm.
talking about?
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's kind of a reference to that to an extent. Um,
Interesting. I can see that.
even like it's I think one like the first episode of the Pink Opaque that they watched. It's like kids talking about like I wish the ice cream man never left, and it was in winter I could still hear the ice cream truck and things like that. And
Hmm.
then you like see these like disturbing ice cream face monsters, and you're like, wait, why do you want
Yeah,
that to not go? Um,
yeah, 100%. Oh, it's so creepy. And then they show the real version of it. That was a very
Yeah,
relatable moment. There's
yeah,
a one light spoiler. Is they show like I don't know if I want to spoil this, but the second version of the ice cream man you see later,
yeah,
was also an impactful scene in a different way, a
yeah,
different kind of relatable.
yeah. Also, just that even aside from the main themes it goes for, just talking to that experience of like romanticizing that thing you saw as a kid and kind of forgot
Hmm.
about. That alone is
Yeah,
kind of a universal and done well, universal experience and
yeah,
done well. So
definitely. Uh, yeah, I don't know if I can go spoiler free and really talk about this movie in a way that where I can say more about it.
is there more
Uh,
you want to say that are spoilers that people could step away if they need to?
well, that's the other side of it, which is just that this is a hard movie to talk about.
Yeah.
And it would take a lot of like trying to get there, like we have been,
Yeah.
to even like come to like the moments we want to speak to.
Yeah, it's a movie that
Uh,
sits with you for sure.
yeah, that's worth saying is that this is in a way that a lot of movies don't. This movie sat with me for a long time.
Yeah.
Grade wise, I think this is like A for me.
Yeah,
This is pretty damn special.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
That would make it our highest rated movie.
hell yeah. I think that fits.
All right, so in A, we have at the top, starting at the top going down, we have One Piece East Blue, Soul Linking
Hmm.
Pokemon, Ice Skating as a Holiday Tradition, Mushishi, VGC Competitive Pokemon Worlds 2025.
I think I put this higher than all of those personally.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know if that's where you are with it. I am also like none of those are like maybe Mushishi, but none of those gets to like
None of those are
artistry,
really, yeah. I mean,
so
One
it's
Piece is
it's
media
hard to
too, I
say.
guess. But yeah, Soul Linking,
Yeah,
Pokemon, Ice Skating, like those are conceptual as much as they are.
yeah.
Um,
I'd say wherever you feel is right works for me. Do you have a personal grade for this?
I was thinking above Mushishi, below Ice Skating as a holiday tradition.
That works. That works for me.
I almost can see us on our regrade upping Soul Linking Pokemon and Ice Skating higher and bumping One Piece
Hmm.
below those because those are experiences and that's part of what's getting graded. But
Yeah, I
um
I think I could agree that that could get higher.
yeah, because it's less that I think I agree putting this above One Piece. I would be fine with that if it speaks to you that
Mhm.
much as well. But I don't know if I put it above the other two, so that's where
Yeah.
so we'll
All right,
regrade
so we can sit here
soonish.
for now before regrade soonish.
But solid A, which is good.
Hmm.
I'm glad that
Definitely.
worked so well for you. These were movies that I thought were all powerful in their own way. I'm glad they stuck as well as they did because
Hmm.
they are. I kind of cast a wide net a little bit with some of these. So
Yeah, definitely. Uh, all right. Well, there you go. We've got a new thing in A tier. And we've got a lot of things in the B and A.
yeah, A
This
minus
episode
B
as
plus is our crowded tier, which makes sense.
yeah. Uh, it makes sense. Well, then we better get to our next assignments so we can start
Yeah,
introducing some things that might get us a little bit lower. Uh, so I could go first in that sense. Hey
interesting.
Dalton.
Yes, sir.
What's the best Spider-Man you've seen?
Best Spider-Man I've seen
Hmm.
is maybe the Spider-Verse animated movies.
I mean, they're so good, right? They are so good. Uh, and like I need that third one. I hate when movies end on a cliffhanger, and I especially hate when they push the sequel by like 5 years.
Yeah. I don't mind if I know
So that
going in, but when I don't know going in and then you hit a cliffhanger where it's like to be continued, I'm like, wait, but
and it's like even if we ever get that fucking movie, I swear. So yeah. But that's not the next Spider-Man movie that's coming out. The next Spider-Man movie that's coming out is from Marvel Studios
what
at
is?
the end of this month. It's what Spider-Man Home something, I'm sure. I don't even know the name of this fucking movie.
I think they
Give me a
broke the
second.
home one, the theming.
Brand New Day,
Brand new day.
right?
Yeah.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is your assignment for this month. And mostly because, Dalton has reintegrated into the friend group we've had in growing up,
Yeah.
like middle school, mostly high school.
I was the one who moved
A
the
good
furthest
amount
for
of
college and then was like, oh,
yeah.
no, I'm busy with life. And I'm
Yeah,
bad at reaching
but
out.
you're back now, and it's
I'm glad for
fun.
it.
But I do feel like you have a little bit of catching up to do as far as the friend group traditions go. So not only are you watching this Marvel movie, when we talk about it, we are going to eat Buffalo Wild Wings.
All right. I have
You
one of
just
those that way, generally.
perfect, perfect.
Wait, track me
Uh
better.
oh,
Camera.
that
This
way.
way.
New tracking camera. What's up? That's from all those Patreon donors.
Yeah. Oh, I think we have
Well,
one free follower, and it might be your brother.
good. And he's our best fan, so thank you. Your support is appreciated. And if you ever stop following us, we'll know it was you.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, that's what you got. Now,
All right.
I'm sure you've got something for me too.
I do. One clarification: is there a stipulation to what from Buffalo Wild Wings, or is it just get whatever? And that'll be in our podcast recording. I'll eat some 7 a.m. wings or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Whatever you get, you're gonna be eating it during this podcast.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. So get ready for slurp sounds. We'll look up how to edit eating in a way that isn't the worst. I guess is another part of this.
And also,
But
spoilers for mine, potentially a guest.
yeah, who can,
Yeah.
you know,
All
who
right.
can get Buffalo Wild Wings if they want to join us on this?
Yeah.
Uh, but I don't know. That's kind of an interesting little hint. What do you
Yeah.
got for me today,
So,
Dalton?
July is our 250th anniversary for the United States, right? So it's only
Hmm.
natural we visit a Canadian property
Yeah. Good.
of
Good.
Scott Pilgrim.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
Not just Scott Pilgrim, the comic, but
Hmm.
all of Scott Pilgrim. So that's the
Okay.
comic, that's the TV show, that's the movie, that's the games. There's two of them. And I'm personally going to try to read both the color version, which is what I have here, and the black and
Mhm.
white.
I'll skim both, at least
Yeah,
one of them.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say you need to do both for that. For the
Yeah.
game, I believe they are completely different. I think one is technically the new one that came out fairly recently is a
Mhm.
sequel. I would be fine if you played just the new one because I know that is adding a lot. But
Mhm.
they're also beat 'em up style games. They're not that long, so um,
Okay.
I will be trying to play both. I've played the first one already, so I'll
Mhm.
probably boot up that save with a character that's already strong and play through it that way to speed run
Awesome.
through. But yeah,
Awesome.
all of Scott Pilgrim,
I'm
which
ready.
is something I've kind of wanted to do for a while. I've thought about this for like our book club that we do with Anthony, who's I
Mhm.
guess I said we're having a guest. Anthony's coming along for the ride. Um,
Anthony.
Um, I want to do that for a bit. I know he's a Scott Pilgrim guy, and actually, what made the catalyst for it is they had like merch pre-orders that came out that were t-shirt, like a Sex Bomb t-shirt, and
Hmm.
Anthony sent me, and I'm like, ooh, that is a good t-shirt, and I bought the like one color and he bought the other color, and I'm like, we just have to do this.
Yeah,
I'm like, when do you want to do this? And he's like, I don't know, July. So it's happening.
perfect.
Um,
Here we are.
because they're all every Scott Pilgrim property is a different retelling of the story, and I find that really
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I'll talk through all of them.
Awesome. Uh, we're
Speaking of Manny
two.
Pixie Dream Girls from earlier.
So two stories of alternate universes. Is what we got for next
Yeah,
month.
that's true.
Just because everything in Marvel has a fucking alternate universe
That's
bullshit.
true.
It's a superhero story. What do you want? All right. Awesome, man. Awesome.
All right.
Well, the bell has rung. The bell sounds like lightning in Chicago. Right now for me.
Okay.
Uh, I'm just glad it hasn't shut my power off this entire
Yeah. Well, I guess we should call it
We'll
there
take it.
before it does.
Yeah, there it is. Perfectly timed. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye.